Hey everyone, so we're finally going to be doing a video on the two harder dungeons that you really need to farm like every day. These fragment dungeons are really easy, you just go in there and auto. You don't really need a strategy, but for these I've seen people ask me teams for them, and also I needed to show the boss video because I like doing those as well. So we're going to start off with the farmable one where you get your feathers. Currently you can only get blue feathers. As you can see, it's items are changing depending on like the currency. It's just letting you know the currency you have. As you can see, there's a red feather, so we're assuming in part 2 that there's gonna be a dungeon similar to this. So hopefully it's just as easy. Oh, it honestly wasn't that easy, but I hope it's not too insanely hard. It doesn't have any insane restrictions. So obviously you want to beat the 70k. I was pretty stuck on the 70k for a long time. Then I asked for a team in the Discord, which again everyone should be doing. If you're ever stuck or need help, ask in the Discord. We have some great members willing to help, and they gave me some of their teams, and it kind of gave me like an idea to mesh the two teams together. So that's what I did, and I was actually able to beat it. But talking real quick about the restrictions, you definitely don't want to be farming this every day because it's gonna be very let's just say it's going to be very inconsistent, very troublesome. So what you want to do is hit these auto conditions which allow you to use the skip tickets, and the skip tickets have these requirements. So the first one being clear the quests, second being clear without any deaths, and then clear it within, I guess, 120 seconds. Sorry, my throat's a little weird today. So you want to clear all those, and then this little red bar right here will turn green, and you'll be able to auto it. So this is essentially what I do every day. I'll try and do this on camera, see how it goes. This is the team I used. I used this memory on Rem because it applies damage over time, and that's like a big thing in order to get the team down. And obviously for getting all the cooldowns, Mimi for distraction, like defense down and attack down. Honestly, I don't know if distraction works on most of the units because I believe they're all like immune to different stuff. I believe this is like mainly for Betty. Then you have Amelia, which applies damage over time, and also she can she can freeze, as well as Valram being able to stun. And then Reinhardt's just like a solid tank to have if you built him that way, at least. And yeah, I'd probably recommend building him as a tank because that's like his best build by far. Like you can do some crazy DPS and definitely save your ass in certain situations, but I think his best overall use is as being like a tank. And yeah, so we'll try and do this on camera. The memories might be a little hard for people to replicate, but there's a lot of team variety here, and you don't really need to copy this exact strategy. Like this is me like kind of making up for like certain units that I don't have and whatnot. So I'm gonna see if I can try and do this on camera. This is the team I used in order to beat it without dying. I know Anastasia has a real big problem with actually dying here, so I have to actually get really lucky with my debuffs. And that's why I have Valram as a leader, so not only can I stun a lot, I'm just making sure I apply those damage over times, or those DOTs with Valram and Amelia. And then usually Anastasia's here to just give us that attack buff, and then the crit rate buff, and then obviously the turn, or her passive. But sometimes she can clear buffs, but she doesn't really have the best crit chance, or debuff chance. I think that's what calculates it, so yeah, she's not very well built because I just pulled her in a Echidna's banner. And then we always have to keep Amelia stunned, mainly because she can AoE the entire team. So can Betty, but Betty's less of a problem. She doesn't hit as hard, and I think she can be distracted, and I think oh yes, Anastasia just died right there, so I'd probably have to restart right there. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I think I want to distract Betty. Honestly, I just have no idea why, but I know it's a bad idea to let her take a turn. So hopefully, like Valram, every time she gets a turn, it's like lifesaver. She stuns the entire team, she gets the damage over time, and the DPS comes rolling through. This run isn't looking the best, but we gotta get through it. Betty and this squid thing might die on their turns. Yeah, there we go. And then this guy only takes magic damage, so if you ever have your entire team do no damage to him whatsoever, it's because you don't have a magic unit on your team. And yeah, he only takes damage from, I think on this team Let me see. Does he take damage from Mimi? I'm pretty sure it's only Amelia and Anastasia, but Anastasia died. So Amelia is gonna be the only one, and he actually can do damage. So you kind of want to actually get him stunned. You want to stun lock the hell out of him because he can AOE and just chip away. And like seeing how I only have one unit that can kill him, you definitely want to be careful. So first time I was doing this, it was kind of like this where my Amelia was really low, so I was like kind of scared the entire time. And then also I was scared of him AoEing in the first place because if Ryan gets his cover activated, he takes the damage that the entire team would take. So that just means like he almost gets basically insta-killed. So you have to actually, watch out for that too when you use cover units because they will take the entirety of the AoE blow instead of your entire team. So that means they do a lot of DPS, kind of like that. So yeah, I've had bad RNG here. Anastasia died. We have no stuns. And yeah, so basically you kind of just want to try something like this. I've seen some other teams. I don't know the exact teams. Bright Amelia, if you have her on your account, she's literally the best unit in the game right now, I think, for both PvE and PvP. So always try and fit her on a team if you have her. The new units especially work insanely well here, especially if you have Betty and Amelia, the new Amelia, that is. Betty just in general is a great support for blue units, but or red units. But oh my god, he just healed. Okay, he healed all that. We're not going to continue the run. So yeah, that's basically how you do it. So yeah, especially having the newer units, of course, obviously, they give bonus drops in the first place, but they're just insanely good for the event. This one, I'm actually not able to beat 60k. It is way too hard. Similar to like the All Out War, except it's way harder because my account's actually built now. But you seriously just need like certain units, or you're just not beating it straight up. So the kind of strategy that came out before Betty was out was you would find a bride sword saint, Bride Teresia. If you don't know who she is, she's the sword saint that was shown to be dating Wilhelm, the one that get killed by the white whale. So that character, you need her in order to give Felix cover. And if you don't have Bride Teresia yourself, you could probably use a support, but the strategy won't completely work because you actually do need two of them in order to constantly keep chaining cover on Felix, or else the octopus or squid is going to be attacking other units when he could be attacking Felix. And as you know, Felix has the buff where the amount of damage he takes, he reflects back onto the enemy when he attacks. So that's why he's so good here. Otherwise, you're at a type disadvantage. He's not very useful. I just run this team because it just clears on auto, and I don't really need to change it. But the newer strategy is definitely running, obviously, this Amelia, if you have her. Running two of them as well could be really good. But running two Bettys, I believe, is like the new meta. So if you have a Betty, I would say try your best to find a Betty if you have an Amelia. If you have a Betty, find. Oh wait, did I just? Okay, yeah. So if you have one, find the other. Basically, I'm like stutter. I'm sorry, dude. My brain is gone. So if I have Amelia here on the team, my support unit would be Betty. They combo really well together. You can try two Bettys. You can try two Amelias. Honestly, it's up to you. The boss is just really tanky. He doesn't do too much damage. So if you have like at least like maybe one healer or really high defense like the Amelia and Betty's have, you're pretty solid. I use Ryan as a cover character. Like, I don't think he goes down really that much. It's an interesting memory. And yeah, you have the refresh button, which allows you to refresh infinite amount of times. So if you're not satisfied, just try a whole bunch of different units. You can really test play with this team. Oh yeah, so here's Bright Teresia right here. We can do it here, this strategy. You probably don't want to do this consistently, because you obviously want bonus characters, but if you have a hard time clearing, this is one of the two. If you do have this character already on your team, because I do feel like if you're gonna pick this team over the bonus team, you have to have the two Bride Teresias in order to really get your value out of it, for it to like consistently work. I'm pretty sure this dude cannot be debuffed for like the life of him. He's like immune to so much stuff. But he can be taunted, which is the whole point of Felix. So we're going to go ahead and give cover to him. Then he's going to buff himself, taunting the enemy. And now every time he attacks... We should be hitting Felix, but we have to get Ryan's cover out of the way. So now that it's out of the way, yeah. And now we kind of just let him build up. Then he will run out of cover eventually. That's why you use the second energia. Then you kind of keep giving him attacks until he's like right about to die. And then that's when you kind of like unleash your attack. Because he does actually hit hard. At least that's for the 60k. I feel like this entire strategy is like a little too much. It's kind of a little overkill for 40k because 40k is very autoable. And yeah, so if you really want to go for that 60k strategy, this is like probably your best bet along with the bonus characters. But I feel like if you have bonus characters, you don't really need help because like they're basically made for the event, so they make it very easy to the point where you don't need help as much. I feel like this is like a second resort strategy when you don't have you know, the ability to summon or the luck you need. You take whenever cover characters get AoE'd, they take the damage for every single character, so you have to be very cautious of that. Just a little thing if you guys didn't know. And I just do some additional damage with the rim. He's gonna take a lot of damage. These runs are also very long, so if you feel like you're taking a long time, like it's kind of normal if you're not a whale and you don't have like the bonus units, to be honest, or some banger units. Yeah, I'm missing a lot of really good units, like Lolly Ram, the childhood Ram. She's insane. I'm very sad that I actually missed out on her. I think I did end up summoning a little bit on her banner, but I never pulled her. She's an absolutely beast of a unit. She's like in almost every single PvE team ever since she came out. She's just so good. So units like that, it's really hard to miss out on. Like Spring Anna too. That's why Echidna's banner was so good, because Spring Anna is like very top tier. She's literally god tier in the tier list, and she's like on almost every PvE team ever. Just units like that, it just really sucks missing out on them. So whenever stuff like this comes around, you have to really like just think outside the box with your box and figure out something that works for you and try to implement like a meta team into your team the best way you can, which is something I did for the 70k that we just did before this. You know, I didn't have a lot of the units for both teams, so I just combined the two teams and ran the units that I did have, and I ended up beating it. So yeah, with that, those are kind of the teams and strategies I like to use here. Then you obviously have the stamina that it gives you, so you can just chain runs over and over. I like to just collect all the stamina and probably farm all the feathers with auto tickets. Autoing is like the best thing, so if you can, you should really unlock this, because just going through this every day is like painstaking. It is really bad. So let me collect the stamina, and I'll just show you what I do with auto tickets. Just kind of a little example really quick, and then we'll end the video. So I'll come here, I've already done it all, thank God. Hit here, hit max, and I'll just clear it all with all the stamina I got. And I'll give you this little animation, which I wish it didn't, because it takes so long to load. I wish it just load all this stuff at once. We have to watch it. Watch Subaru whack this little guy. And 10 FPS. And then yeah. So if you have bonus units, I don't know if this is the case for you, but even if you have level 1 bonus units and you don't have like resources to level them up, you can actually just put them on the team after you've cleared all the requirements, and then auto ticket it, and the bonus units will still count. So that's like one thing you can do if you need the help. And yeah, so that's gonna do it for the video. I just wanted to give like a little bit of an in-depth guide. Usually the boss videos don't take this long, but there's 2 stages that I needed to cover, and I can't even probably showcase both of them, to be honest. This event's pretty hard. It's pretty fun, but it's just really rough if you don't have the proper units, which are very specific or new, so however you want to say it. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for the video. I hope I helped you guys out. Again, if you need any help, the Discord's already always open. I have some guides on my channel for like basic stuff if you need help for that. And then the wiki is there as well. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.